Right. Boom. Up in the dark. Cool. So, Rich is bringing in a character that we played several sessions with, Dubs, who
Sweet.
is a local to the town here. Lance, you're coming in fresh. Since you're joining the pact, I'm going to give you the stuff that the pact has. So if you want to put another dot in compel, connect, or sway from the person about town pact ability, and then put another dot in wreck, sneak, or hunt from the trained. Do that. Get you some more ability dots.
So it's name the where does it say it again? Which
Um,
ones?
Under the pact,
Oh,
there's two abilities there: person about town and trained.
dig it.
Yeah, and those each get you a fresh dot in those one of those three skills. And also just to kind of get you on level, go ahead and take one more playbook move.
All right.
Maybe a little bit cool stuff to do.
Sneak hunt. I'm gonna go ahead and just take that first one too.
Voice.
Also, I just
Uh,
wanted to confirm
yeah.
before I take it to make sure I know how it works for that my hidden power,
Mhm.
where I can choose a monstrous ability. It says push your luck to activate it without paying the cost.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it means like I still pay the 2 luck, but I don't pay the monstrous cost where you have to take a condition or whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah. So you're still pushing.
Right.
Do
So I figured I was like, is it covering the luck cost or the other
it.
cost? Because it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I figured made more sense to pay 2 luck and not have to take a condition or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and you played Slug Blaster, and this is very similar to that.
Yeah, and that one I was just playing with Andres was based on, around this as well, based on Blades of Dark.
Oh yeah, you were playing Scum and Villainy, right?
Yes, yeah, that was it.
Cool. All right. Would you like to introduce yourselves to each other, both as players and as characters?
Well,
um, Go ahead.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
I can go. I figured since I'm playing the same character, I'll be lazy and go first. I am Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. I have pretty decent experience with Blaze of the Dark, but I've only played a few sessions of Bump in the Dark. I think it is a neat combo of some Monster of the Week DNA, some Brindlewood Bay functionality, and some Blaze in the Dark, Forge in the Dark tech. So it was kind of cool. I love that it's set in the 90s, and I really love Last Pine. We've had some fun creating it. My character is local named Wyatt Walker, and everyone calls him Dubs. He is the Scourge, so he's a powerful spellbinder and sorcerer. He's probably more powerful than I play him, because I've played him as a person who has had no formal training in magic whatsoever. So he's constantly making it up as he goes. He has the ability to use the void for a little bit of telekinesis, and he can do some pretty decent stuff with um, elemental attacks
Mm.
as well. So that's helpful. I think that's Dubs. Yeah.
Cool. And what about Lance?
Lance Richter is the Lance, a zealous occultist and disciple, so it makes sense why we'd probably be hanging out. Similar, different, slightly different approaches, but I'm very interested in all your spells. Where they come from. He, him pronouns. I do think as an occultist he does like the classic cloak look, which is funny because I didn't think about it, but I have another character in another game who really likes his cloaks. Just pure coincidence. That's the picture it came up. I was like, oh, I like that picture. M Well, yes, and I'm Heath, he, him as well. And I think is anything else you need to know? I'm tired. My brain's not working.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Stayed up way too late, watching stuff I should have been watching.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Cool. So we're in Lost Pine here. He don't know if he had a chance to look at the map of Last Pine on the character keeper there.
Oh, I didn't. I may have glanced at it, but I didn't really look.
This is a small-ish town in the Pacific Northwest or mid north, like Michigan,
It will go mid north. That sounds fine.
in the fictional Michigan analog. Um, and yeah, there's a bunch of locations that we've kind of established and NPCs we've also been playing with. I'm going to keep those in play just so we have some familiar faces here for us and some new faces for Heath. And we'll add stuff as we need to. So when we kind of left off with Dubs, Dubs was basically like the last person left in town of our of our group. Everyone else booked it for whatever reasons, and I think you had a small gang of local teens kind of working with you to do stuff. I think I'd like this to be like I don't know a year or two later. Um, so first, I want to kind of find out what Dubs has been doing in that past year, just a broad overview to kind of situate where we are. And then I want to ask Lance how you came to town, how you hooked up with Wyatt and the Pact, and we'll go from there. So yeah, Wyatt, what's Wyatt been up to?
I think Wyatt, he continued to work at Finger Hut. That was his last job. And did relatively well from his perspective. Ended up being promoted into a like team manager role and
Mhm.
actually got off the phones for a bit. But then without the backup of the team to help him with something went wrong not long ago in Last Pine, and he ended up going what he ended up telling them a bender, but really was took a week to resolve, let's say, a werewolf problem. We haven't used werewolf stuff, right? I think not, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, a werewolf problem. And that got him fired because he kind of no showed, no called for a week because he was deep into trying to hunt this thing down and keep it from killing other people. And, you know, just some reason HR doesn't accept that as a thing. He's still living in the compound
Mhm.
and 94. He's got Laserdisc and a DVD player
Dang.
there. He only has like a few laser discs. And in the 90s, I think they were already incredibly rare, if I remember correctly. So he's always on the hunt for, I can't remember, was eBay around in the midnight? I don't think it was. We're like 95 then, because it was 94 and if we're skipping a year. I don't care. I'm not going to look it up. I mean, I want to look it up. I'll probably do it later.
September
But
3rd,
I'm not doing it right now.
1995.
There we go. So yeah, Laserdisc. He's always on the hunt for a good Laserdisc.
Nice.
That's where Dubs is.
Great. Cool. Lance, how did you find yourself in Last Pine and how did you hook up with Wyatt?
I think that Last Pine had one of the fastest connections to the internet that is available at the time. through the university computer lab. And being that Lance's vice is also studying the occult, like he's really into studying the occult. It's not just a job; it's his love. So he spends a lot of time at the university computer lab on the news groups, alt-rec, occult literature, and studying and printing out way too much stuff. He doesn't have a university account himself, but he does have on the character sheet one of his connections is an acolyte. Og. So I kind of think he probably uses Og's university account, and kind of the people who work in the university computer lab are. I think they tolerate him. They sometimes get a little bit annoyed when he's like, "You just printed out like a 300-page." All right, well, that should be printed out in like an hour. And so yeah,
Got to be a
I
dot matrix printer, the kind with
Yeah.
the pages that you have to rip the,
yeah,
the tab
completely.
parts off the sides. Yeah.
And so I think that's what brought him here. And then when he found Og, one of his drives is to spread knowledge. Like he thinks everyone. Why is everyone not really into the occult and wanting to learn about all this stuff and learn? It's everywhere, and so few people won't even acknowledge it's real, much less study. So that's kind of what his drive is. And so he really, when Og expressed interest, that's how he became his acolyte, and that's kind of what keeps him here a little bit. So it's what keeping him in town. He's like, yeah, I gotta keep showing Og the ropes, and then I remember what was my other guy? And the local preacher is not a big fan naturally of anything occult, especially of Lance, because Lance believes religion is basically for the weak-minded. It's like, yeah, you can't handle what's real. The occult, you got to make up your own gods. Well, I mean, it's kind of real, but so the preacher's, the equivalent of like back in the D&D panic, it's devil worshippers, and even though one of Lance's his beliefs is that darkness gets a bad rap. That's like a perspective thing. There's no such thing as like just inherently bad darkness. It's like, well, it just depends on drives. You maybe misunderstood. There's a lot of variables involved there. So yeah, him and religion don't get along well.
Right. And how did you run into Dubs? You wound up working together.
I would bet Dubs had probably been into computer lab at some point. Maybe not as much, but maybe we bumped into each other a few times, and I think probably felt some kindred interests there. Maybe he knows Dubs printing up something like on origins of certain, spell branches and things. I was like, oh, yeah, you're in that too. Did you know that spell branch actually originated with this sect first, even though it's mostly credited to this other sect, but they kind of stole it from the first sect.
Awesome.
That's cool.
So Dubs hangs out at the we had a sort of like a compound, like an abandoned bunker in the Hungish town. Where was it? Is it on the map? Did we put it on there? It was over on the east side, I think, there. And that is under the pact. There's it's hidden. There's a workshop there that might also be library partially. I know there's another, but library is a separate thing. But there's quarters there. So Dubs, are you still sleeping at the compound? You said.
Yes.
Yeah. Lance, do you camp out in the compound, or do you have your own place that you hang out in town?
I think a little of both. As part of my studies, one of my for my I gotta remember the names of everything. For my specialty under my field is occult, obviously. I put my specialty as interpersonal because I feel like part of my studies is I kind of learn, I know sort of how to talk to each different cults to get information I want and sort of getting good with them. So I sort of schmooze with lots of different cults. And so I think maybe, there's times when I might crash at different cult compounds and pads and stuff if I'm studying them or hanging out with them and getting in. So I'm kind of in good with all of them and sort of know how to work them. And like, oh, this cult you got to talk to like this. This cult, they don't really like this, so don't mention that. And then when I'm not, I feel like since me and Dubs have I got to be pals, a lot of times I probably end up like doing the thing that I know I used to do in the '90s. Like, when you call somebody, like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm gonna come over." "Cool," and then just end up like hanging out there all day and then crashing on a cot or whatever if I don't feel like leaving at night.
Nice, nice.
Oh, along with, sorry, apologies ahead of time. Along with the laser disc and the DVD player, or VHS DVD, like brand new. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Laser disc. I think he has a TV that it was one of the like dumpster dive. It works fine. It is dedicated to Goldeneye and just nothing but Goldeneye all the time on that. He's got the controllers, he's got the multi console, and then like a cardboard in the middle so people can't cheat and look over at the other person's. Got a cardboard divider there. But yeah, I'll be down whenever Lance comes into town. He can crash or not. Seems like he's transient. That's fine.
Um, Dubs, you had previously had some sort of relationship with Luciana, I think it was, who was a former class.
Yeah, we were tight
Yeah.
for a good bit of high school, and then she cheated on me. And I said I hated her, and then during one of our Monster Hunter things, she needed some help, and I helped her out. But I don't think anything came of it.
I'm gonna make an offer for
Yeah,
a person who is associated with this hunt. Maribel Pine, who is a volunteer at the Historical Society Museum. Does that seem like someone Dubs would hang out with and or date, whichever you
that
think?
sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look. Do we have a pick for Maribel?
Not yet.
Okay.
Cool. I'll put her on the NPCs, and you can figure out what your deal is. Mary.
Okay.
Um,
Pine is she of
yeah. So she claims that her family is the town's namesake. Um, she's very kind of like enthusiastic and a little bit naive. Very excited to be a volunteer at the museum, um, and very interested in local history, and that may be like how you bumped into each other. Um, yeah. What does Dub think the nature of the relationship is?
um yeah, I think the nature of the relationship is started off friendly, little wait and see, but he he finds her interesting, especially the idea of hanging out with a librarian makes him feel a little classier. That that work?
Yeah, that's perfect. So, does she know where the compound is? Does she come and hang out with y'all?
Well, if Lance is around and we want to have some scenes there, then that sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
if Lance isn't around, then maybe we end up having scenes other places, and so not yet.
yeah. Maybe let's have y'all playing Goldeneye there when the door is wrapped on the rolling metal door that leads into the bunker. Um, it's raining outside, and when you pause. Can you pause? Yeah, pause GoldenEye. And see who's there. It is indeed Maribel. She's drenched from the rain, and very upset. And I think she does. Are you the one that answered this door?
I would think it'd be him.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah.
feel that comfortable yet to be answering the door. Like, I don't own it.
Yeah, it could be Domino's. I should check.
When she sees you, or the one that's opening the door, she just kind of like runs and like gives you a big hug, very wet, and she is not crying but distraught about something, and needs a little bit of calming down before she can uh, unleash fully.
Sure. Yeah. Is it still raining outside kind of thing? This is a bunker. We never really talked about
Yeah.
how we get into it. You were talking about a rolly kind of gate type
You know,
thing.
like
Is
maybe
that
there's like the rolling door with like the door in it. They kind of, you know what I mean?
me a rolling door like in a warehouse?
Yeah,
Rolling door? Okay.
I
And
have
then a
of like a warehousey kind of thing with like the big rolly door, but like when it's
mhm.
closed, there's a door in it that you can just like walk in and out of.
A little person-sized rolly door,
Yeah, like a
or not rolly door, but open.
I'm trying to think of an example of where I've seen
Well, I
that.
don't think I've ever experienced that, so
Or
I'm
maybe
just
it's
trying to
like
picture it in my
right
head.
next
I'm
to the
like,
rolly door.
how
Yeah.
does the door open if it rolls? I'm
I
so
guess it's right
confused.
next to
I'm
the rolly
sorry.
door. My brain is naturally.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Usually it's like a garage door and then a separate little people
Yeah.
door.
Yeah, so let's say that the door is right next to the rolly door.
Okay, rock on. Sounds good. Yeah, so I look around. Hey, get here. What's wrong? Are
Yeah.
you okay? You
Yeah.
seem
Do you have I just need like a glass of water or something if you're not busy.
Oh hey,
yeah.
I'll get it for her. I'll get it. You good? I'll go get it.
Thanks, Lance.
Does Lance know Maribel?
I think so. I think they've probably hung out here before, and in fact, I think Lance is very often like trying to hit her up, or even sometimes if she's not around, through Dubs, be like, "Hey, can you ask her if they have this book?
Mhm. Right.
If they got this book, can you ever bring it over next time she comes over?"
Excellent. Yeah, and she's like trying to like she takes a sip of water and sits down on the couch where you all were playing and like trying to like take deep breaths. And she's like, his head is gone. Someone it's, his head is they just took it right off his body.
Who who lost? What's happened? Hey, let's get you some water.
Yeah.
But I want to find out what happened, but only when you're ready.
The Delacroix, um, Albert Delacroix, which Dubs, is one of the founders of Last Pine. Um, they someone cut his head off.
Pause. Is Albert Delacroix a person I know is alive?
No, he is one of the
Okay.
founders of the town.
Okay, that's why I just want to make sure. Like, how young is this town? Is this guy a guy who lost his head, or am I now thinking this is a statue that she's upset because the statue is beheaded?
Yeah, and after a little bit of calming down, she tells you that there's a like a small abandoned exhibit of wax figures of historical Pentagon figures that are stored in the storeroom, like the basement storeroom of the Historical Society. One of her jobs is kind of like cleaning slash inventory slash keeping busy. And she came across the horrifying to her sight of the Last Pine's most famous founder, Albert Delacroix, who his head was removed. And once she calms down a little more, she also says that a chunk of the front was carved out, like a big, like a crescent shaped hole was just carved in the chest of the wax figure. She's like, I don't know who would do something like that. It's just so cruel.
Does that sound like any kind of cult activity I know about?
That's a great question. Um, let's, you know what? Let's just do our first roll right there and see how that goes.
Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. Did you put that? Is there a separate rolly room?
Oh, I think it's probably linked from the same.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
They
cool.
the
Dice.
game has its own roller.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it? Do we still have it? It's under
Yeah, looks like it works.
safety. Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
under safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's here if you let me show
Got
you
it.
a
Yeah, I
trick.
found it. Oh.
Yeah, if you click on me, my little icon, you'll jump right to where I have it highlighted, but you found it.
Um,
Cool.
cool.
That's fanciness.
Yeah, look at that. So Lance, this feels like it might be, well, I don't know. I don't know if this is actually worth a roll. Why don't you tell me about one of the cults that you know has that uses crescent like symbols like that?
My gunners tell me that there's a cult dedicated to a sort of minotaur like entity. It's not a minotaur, but it's like a bull-esque uh, demon entity. And they do sometimes use that crescent, but what's not quite registering to me is usually they remove a head and replace it with a bull head.
Hmm.
And so I think, once I've been waiting. I don't want to press her too much, but if she felt like she was ready to talk, and I'd be like, they didn't replace his head with like a bull head, did they?
Um,
I'm,
and Dubs, this definitely gives you shivers, like a flashback to the bull-headed demon Moloch that we encountered early on.
really,
Oh man,
It
yeah.
was fantastic. That's a great connection.
that's hilarious. That was totally accidental.
But you and I don't know if Dubs wants to recount some of the story, um, but that demon was dealt with. So you very confident that is not him.
Hmm.
But that might be a good place for Dubs to feel a little bit of his trauma there.
Yeah, Dub spent a lot of that mission sneaking and hiding. And I may have missed one of the sessions when
Oh
you guys
yeah,
actually fought, so I, I think he was not present for the showdown.
yeah. Um, but Maribel looks is just like wide-eyed while both Lance is sort of conjecturing and Dubs is being like, no, you don't fucking understand. um, yeah. And she's just like, it's really silly. I think I don't I don't know if sometimes I get the feeling that I don't the folks that actually work there don't want me around as much as I want to be around. I just like feel this deep connection to the history of the town, because of my family. Um, and I don't know, just to see our founding fathers disrespected like that. I just can't like start like tearing up again.
Is this a normal, like, is she a weepy kind of
She's
super
like
serious
very
person?
enthusiastic and like I think she's like very emotional
Okay.
on all ends.
Okay. Making notes.
I mean, it is there? Can you get us in there to investigate? Take a look at what happened there. See if we can help you out.
Yeah, if you think that'll help, I just want to make sure that I mean, I'm not in any position of authority or anything. I just want to make sure that nothing else happens to any of the statues. You know, I've tried to get them to put them on display again. I just think they're really beautiful, and they show it's a really great representation of the history of Last Pine. But yeah, if you'd like to come take a look at them, I can give you guest passes or something.
That'd be great. I mean, yeah, we want to help ease your mind too, make you more comfortable there, make sure there's nothing for you to be afraid of there.
Oh yeah, you're the best. And she like slides over and just like leans on Lance and gives him a big hug as well.
Dubs thinks to himself, some people might think Lance is moving in, but really it's all about the library access.
It's it's true.
Dubs understands.
Excellent. Do you want her to take you tonight, or do you want to kind of sleep on it and
We're in a role playing game. We're gonna do everything right that minute.
oh yeah,
I mean, it seems pretty urgent,
yeah.
especially if it's like the longer you wait, the more
I've never
evidence could
gotten
be hidden or
unemployment
something.
before, and I'm on unemployment right now because of the thing at Finger Hut. So might as well stay up late. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Who knows? They could be hiding evidence, or evidence could be gone if it's there now.
Yeah.
It's urgent, man.
Awesome. The storm continues. How would we travel? Because Agent Mercury had the car. How do you get from here to the museum? And
How did she get here?
I think she just walked through the rain, distraught.
Oh, just to be clear, he Dubs still bikes places. Like he doesn't have a car. He
Excellent.
doesn't have a license. He can drive. He doesn't have a license. He doesn't talk about it. All right. Let's head over there.
Yeah. The historical society is already on the map. Look at that. It's number 8. Near the
Number 8. Number 8.
and I think it's fun it might be fun to like maybe the compound is like right off the tracks. So you kind of like follow the railroad tracks into town.
Oh, sweet. That's dope. I like that.
So we're like
And it
off
has
to
that
off to
cool-
the right. You said kind of
Yeah.
off to the.
Yeah, kind of like you're southeast, like just southeast of town.
Got you.
Past the trailer park there. And yeah, what do you like just walk through the rain silently, or do either of you try to make conversation along the way?
I would think we'd converse. I wouldn't think we would just walk along in silence. I think there's always something for us to talk
Is
about.
it like drizzly rain still out?
Yeah, it's still raining. I think the
Yep.
thunder
It's nighttime?
in the distance, but it's still coming down. Not super super hard, but it's wet.
Mm-hmm,
Like-
Cool. I think I've got like a members only jacket with a hood. The kind
was-
of hood that you could roll up and like zipper in. Love that thing. Yeah.
I think out of politeness, I a little bit hesitantly, but realizing it's like the right thing to do. I think I kind of what was her name? Mary.
Mary
What's her name? Marianne. I think I kind of offer her my cloak. I'm like, hey, would you like to wear my cloak to keep dry, or
Oh yeah,
are you good? Oh, you would. I was hoping she'd say no, but yeah, no, great. Here, you wear this then, and it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know the name Maribel, so I just tried to. Is that how you type it?
Well, let me put it in chat here.
Cool.
Mary Belvine. Oh wow,
that's
What?
Are you writing?
Question mark?
Are you writing in occult symbols?
yeah. For the
Oh, close.
are used in some of
And, and also very, very wrong.
the not great. Yeah, it makes it really hard to
Talking,
in the game book because a lot of the characters are like that in the PDF. So
Yeah, I
send it
tried
to
to.
the
I
PDF feed.
tried to paste my move when I got the special move in there, and did the same thing with the title of the move was just question marks. I was like, I guess I'll type it in.
All the find F replaced with TH from Apocalypse World
yeah,
has taught me well.
I will. I'll wrap my cloak around her and walk around the rain, squinting,
Awesome.
wishing I had a hood.
But
Maybe I should start carrying a spare cloak.
the old character.
I think I pick up that Lance is a little put out. Yeah, Maribel, that cloak is really good on you.
That sure does. Looks great. It's a nice cloak.
It's real cool of you to offer that up. Very gentlemanly.
It's also been treated for water, so it
I know.
It's-
It
yeah.
looks so expensive.
water
Warm too, I bet.
rolls
Is
right
it
off.
warm?
It keeps you real dry.
Maribel, is that warm? I'm just curious. It looks warm.
Yeah. It keeps
It's
keeps
cozy.
the cold off. She's still shivering underneath it in the rain for a while.
Nice.
But eventually you get to the historical society building here. It's not a huge museum or anything. It's basically like I think the neighborhood is like residential, but there's like a corner store and a couple little things there. I think it's a someone's house that had been turned into like a local museum.
Like an
Um,
old house, an old
yeah,
historical house.
yeah, as historical as it gets here. Um, and she has a key. She's a volunteer, and she lets you in. Um, I'll paint the scene. What do you see in the main like the main area, the first floor here, in the Historical Society Museum that kind of I think demonstrates how Last Pine is different from other little towns.
Hmm. I think they have, like in a little glass case, one of the founders, like preserved hands with a little plaque that was like, this was the hand that was used to sign the town charter and blah, 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 blah. Like,
That's great.
don't see that a lot in.
There's a stuffed chupacabra in the corner. Choopy is what the townsfolk have come to name the
Creepy.
made-up taxidermy experiment from
Mm.
long ago.
I think that's when I probably was like, chupacabras hate that name. They don't suck on goats. They've always hated that name.
You talked to a chupacabra before?
I mean, I've studied about chupacabras. I've talked to entities who have talked to chupacabras.
Cool.
I can't remember what they're actually called. It's something really hard to pronounce.
And she is like half intrigued, half horrified that you're. She doesn't know if you're fucking with her or not. But she flips on the lights, so it's less dark and spooky in here, and takes you down to the basement, where there's there's like a little office that's kind of like administration. It's got files and desk or a desk, and it's not like an office. It's like this is like looks like it was like someone's house and then like turned into like a recreation room and then turned into this office. So it's got the 80s wood paneling left over from that. But in the farther back down, there's a part that has like the kind of like the storage cage area that has a little padlock on it that has and she unlocks. It's a combination lock. She has the combination for it, unlocks that, and pulls a light switch there. And there are a few crates of things that either haven't been sorted or used to be on display but are put away for whatever reason, and half a dozen wax figures in various states of posing. I don't have any of the names of any other founders. They're all dudes, I guarantee that. and they're dressed in like 1800s ish clothes. Whether they're accurate or not, it's hard to tell. Uh, but up front is Alexander Delacroix, and he is in sort of a real pose. He's got one hand on his hip, and if he had a head, it would be staring meaningfully off into the distance. But he does not have a head, and since the entire thing is carved from wax, there's a big, very crisp crescent-shaped gouge carved into the wax of his chest that you can see right into. And I think when she sees it, she starts just tearing up again, and you can hear her like start to hyperventilate a little bit, but she's like calms herself down. Um, what do you want to do down here?
I think we should hunt for some clues.
Yeah.
I'm
God.
curious about what was used to cut this.
Yeah, I was going to say, my first instinct is to check out the gouged crescent and poke around in there and be like, what's going on?
Awesome. Dubs, what do you think this is going to be skill-wise here? Read?
A mighty fine question.
I was thinking, or I thought it read, scrutinize details and interpret evidence, gather information.
Yeah. It looks like you both have one in that.
Nice.
Who would like to make that roll?
I think Lance should make the roll. He's trying to be impressive and be invited back.
And I also think, like, yeah, it's fun. I don't make her feel weird about it, but I'm like, well, it's a wax figure. Why she feels nothing? So he's not at all shy about like getting up in there and being like, what's going on? Looks like a serrated edge or whatever, you know.
Man.
She's probably a little uncomfortable with the way he's poking around inside the
Oh,
crescent wound.
Can I reset stats wise my Doom? Is that cool?
I reset most of your stuff. I was wondering if you thought it would be fun to keep your Doom up.
You know what? It's a two shot. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Take it back. I do want to help you though.
You got a haunted look.
I'll mark a luck to help you.
Awesome. So I'll give another die. So Lance, you can take what is called in this game, what's it called? A pact with the darkness or something like that, right? Procedures. Action roll. Take up dice. So you can spend 2 luck to get an extra die there.
Oh, I burned a luck to give him a die.
Oh yeah. So take dice equal to your action rating. +1 die if you get help from another hunter.
Okay.
+1 if you push your luck or accept a deal with the darkness. Would you like to either push or take a deal?
Not at this time. It just feels like casual investigations. I don't think you're being too crazy yet.
No investigation is casual in my
That's
world.
true. It could be.
So that's going to be an action roll with 2 dice. That's just take a risky action.
And then do I need to set the position just where it is at risky?
So yeah, it's if you just say take a risky action, that's just your standard. If you go for broke, that means it's your trading position for effect. You're making it
Right.
more effect, and playing it safe is the other way around.
Oh, right. So if I went steady, what would that do for me?
Take a risky action is the default there. So that's just your regular. Or is that what you're asking?
Well, yeah, like there's the role type action, and then underneath there's steady, risky, desperate, hopeless.
Oh, up on the top, it might say standard edition and the switch button. We're using the revised edition, which
Gotcha.
sorry about
Yeah, now it's different.
Cool.
Now it's just take a risky action. Got it.
Risky
Dig
action.
it.
2 dice.
So I'm 2 dice.
Boom, 3 and a 4. So you do it, but there's a standard consequence. Great. So yeah, you tell me, is it a very clean cut, or is it a little bit rough?
I think it is a little raggedy. Like it's definitely not just totally smooth. Yeah, it's like a little raggedy around the edges. Not super just savage or anything, but definitely not like a pristine, clean. cut.
Mhm. Dubs, what are you doing to help?
Um, maybe like slight correction to Lance's efforts. No, no, no. Like elbow up a little. Check over there. It's annoying.
Nice. Um, cool. I think for the consequence right now, I'm just gonna take a clock. Um,
Mhm.
the clock for the hunt is 6 o'clock. I'm just gonna put it on the on here. 6, 6. Cool. In this game, when the clock for the hunt ticks up to certain levels, certain specific things happen. At one tick, nothing special happens. Um, but you do, as you're kind of checking it out, I think as you're, the it's exactly what she said. Like it is a wax figure. I imagine there's some kind of structure that the wax is built on. Is not just like a giant block of wax. Some sort of what do they call
Armature.
armature? That's what I was looking for. Um, and maybe like a little nub of it is sticking out where the head was. So it was like carved around that.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it's exactly as she said. And as you kind of maybe do a more thorough pat them down, basically, when you get to the floor, you see that pooled pooled around his feet. It looks like almost as if like he had been a candle for a little while. There's like wax
Hmm.
that's kind of like dripped on his boots and pooled up on the floor. Um, and upon closer inspection, you see that it's an actual the dribbles of wax actually form like a trail out the door that you unlocked and came in, and kind of like peter off as they get down the hall. Um, yeah, almost as if someone was like carrying a candle and a big candle and had been dripping along the way as they'd gone.
Like his head is a candle.
Almost like that. Your clue is trail of wax. Um, yeah. So the way that clues work is slightly different from Brindlewood or the Between. There's going to be clues that you get through investigating, and you will be using them to kind of do a theorize kind of thing. Uh, the questions are always going to be the same for every hunt. Basically, you need to get the like find out what the danger is, identify the danger. You need to figure out why it's there and doing what it's doing, and then figure out what is like what you can do to stop it, what its like weaknesses, or if you have to do like a ritual or something. Um, and basically, you'll pick a clue for each one of those things to kind of signify like that's the thing. Theoretically, you could do a solve with 3 clues, but you probably want more to get a better idea of what's going on. And then you'll roll 3 dice, and we'll go from there. So it's not like doing a theorize where you bring them all together into one theory. It's
So is there an advantage to waiting for more clues instead of like what's the difference between trying to solve it with 3 clues and trying to solve it with
just like
nine
getting a
clues?
better idea of like what is going on instead of like trying to shoehorn 3 things.
All right. But it is still kind of there's no right answer. It's us
Yeah, yeah.
making up whatever we think from the clues involved. Gotcha.
Right.
Um, cool. Otherwise, this storeroom is relatively, um, you know, normal. It's it's not Dusty. She's been down here cleaning, and kind of organizing stuff. But yeah, I think there's not a lot more in there. And she's calmed down now and just kind of like intently watching. Um, Probably getting a little bit late. Um, what would you like to do?
Well, if we have a trail of wax, I feel inclined to follow it.
I was just thinking the same thing because I was thinking
Yeah.
wax should still be fine in a storm because it would just harden on the
Mm,
ground. Like it wouldn't be easily washed away or anything.
yeah. And yeah, it's so it leads out the way that you came in, and the trail kind of like peers off halfway down the
Hmm.
hall. So you can follow it and see that like, oh, it's like almost as if, um, whatever was dripping stopped dripping, or
Hmm.
what, if someone was carrying something, they noticed it and stopped it,
Got you.
or they stopped there and disappeared for some reason. Any number of things could have happened.
Tire tracks.
Tire tracks.
A very rare 54 Volkswagen. There's only 5 in town. No.
Or a shoe sole that's unique to one person.
Dun dun dun. But they're also dead.
Only
No,
this guy wore these custom boots from England that were made one pair in 1800.
Oh man, we're getting Holmesian now. Are there any other avenues in the historical society?
Nothing that I mean, unless you have something that you have a hit on.
I've got magic,
Yeah,
so
nothing jumps
there's
out.
that.
If you want to use some magic, that'd be cool.
I think I'll use some magic.
Cool.
I'm excited to see this.
What does that look like?
Interesting.
What do you want to do, and to what end, I guess?
Get out a notebook, start taking notes.
So I think at one point I had a precog, and then we flipped that out, which I'm happy about. But it does mean that if I want to do this, I think I'm gonna just try to walk around the area,
Mm,
use my hand like a divining rod, try to connect
yeah.
and get any sensation from like to Dubs. Like at current, this is no big deal.
Yeah.
He is sympathetic to Maribel. He's doing this mostly because Lance likes Maribel's access to libraries. This is kind of a waste of time in Dubs's mind right now.
Mm,
He's fought werewolves and giant monsters. This is a hooligan's prank.
right.
But still, maybe I can get a sense for things. I'm probably trying to play it off because I don't want Maribel to know, oh, I'm using magic. Oh, that's what Lance says. I don't know what I'm doing really. But that's my goal, is to try to get a sense of things. Maybe I could get some image of who the culprit might be. It's a wide cast for opening my brain, one might say.
That definitely sounds like a connect to me. Opening to the void.
Can I assist him?
Definitely
I
can.
love it. How are you going to assist me?
Well, one of it's in my occult learnings, I think I don't even think I announced that I think what I do is like I took out my notebook because I was going to take notes on this, and then was like, I've got a better idea. I'll help. I know this occult symbol that I learned from a benevolent local cult, likes to help people, and this one should help refine the magic energies
Mm,
and channel them down
Nice.
into you.
cool.
Dubs isn't sure if there were this many cults before Lance showed up, or if Lance has somehow formed many cults.
It's like when
by
Batman's
associating
in town, like
themselves.
just the presence of
Right? Weird.
villains just show
Like,
up.
there didn't used to be this many problems.
Well, I mean,
Until
I get
Lance.
one of the things when you try to get more and more people interested in the occult, they end up forming more cults.
That's how you get cults. You want cults?
It's the Superman problem. We didn't used to have things tearing up Metropolis every day, and then Superman showed up to protect us.
All of a sudden,
I'm like, you should
Anyway.
really get into the cult. And then people do. And they're like, now I should start a cult.
Yeah. So I've got 2 in Connect.
Yeah, so you're sitting at
I'm
3.
getting 1 help. Sorry.
Oh, and that it cost me, what does that cost me to do? One luck?
Actually,
Just 1 luck.
And so I tick the luck box. Is that how luck works?
yeah, just take off
Mhm.
1 box.
Okay.
And then when your luck fills up, something bad happens, or something interesting at least. Would you like to push or take a
I do not want to push. However, I would listen to a deal with the dark side or something.
oh, the darkness?
Darkness is all relative.
Let's see what a deal with the darkness look like here.
If it's helping you, is it really all that dark?
Yeah, I think that's it's gonna literally do that. I think the lights of the that are on in the museum shut off. There's probably gonna be some danger associated with that. You're muted.
That seems like an appropriately spooky escalation I'm a fan of, and therefore I will take that.
Cool. That's 4 dice for you then.
So many dice.
I'll be taking a risky action. Here we go.
A 6.
Yeah.
Oh my, a strong hit.
Awesome. So on a strong hit, you do it. Describe what it describe how. So give me like the first impressions you get. Like when you open yourself up, you immediately get like you're like, oh shit, I thought I was just kind of playing around here, but something like you get a strong hit of something. What's the tenor, like what's the flavor of the hit you're getting?
Oh, wow, this is weird because like I don't sorry. Maybe this more conventional RPG brain process. I'm like, I don't want to say what it is because it's a mystery. But tenor, you ask about tenor. So maybe I get a sense of the time that this took place and some of the ambient emotions of the person that perpetrated it or
Ooh,
persons. I don't know.
yeah.
Here to judge.
Um, yeah. It's fairly recent, probably in the last day or two. Um, and I think the impression you get is that of kind of like purpose, kind of ruling out like, oh, this is just like a prank. Like whoever came down here and did this, like there's you can like almost feel um, like the edges of their intentions coming down here. Um, like they needed this specific head of this specific guy for a specific reason. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think as you kind of like snap out of it, that's when the lights cut off there. And you are in
Just
the
so Dubs buys in more,
Mhm.
is the feeling the tenor intense enough to be more than, oh, it's just some prankster? Like,
Yeah,
does it feel okay? Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And I think like just before you snap back out of it, you see it's a it's a it's a it looks like a face. And it almost looks like a mask carved out of wood. But then the face starts like moving and looks like it's almost starting to say something to you, and then you pop back before it actually says.
Wait. What was about to talk to me? The statue?
No, you see, it's like a wooden mask carved into a face,
Ooh,
but then it starts moving like a face made of flesh.
that's wicked. Okay.
Hmm.
Is that a clue?
It's not a clue. It's just
Okay.
something really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, then you snap back The lights in the basement go out, and you hear like the of the electricity in the building going out. Um,
Ooh.
I think that's a great time to take first break.
Hmm.
Sounds good.
Let's take five. Is it good for you?
Dig it.
Sounds good.
Awesome. See you in five.
Okay. Before, I just want to mention, because we are of a certain age, The Cure released an album on November 1st.
What?
I've been
It's
reading nothing but good
Songs of a
stuff
Lost
about their.
Planet.
Oh my
They
god.
released it with a live concert that's still on YouTube. The first 50 minutes or so is the new album, which is amazing. The next 2 hours are just basically The Cure doing the greatest hits. It's amazing. I will share it with you. I've listened to it 3 hours. I've listened to it like 4 times now.
Huh.
So
I saw a meme that was like showed like I forget like a car or something that said Oasis reunion tour, and then a train obliterating that car that said new Cure album.
it's a really good album. It's 8 songs, like 50 minutes. It's about aging, lost chances, and death in
Hey.
Robert Smith's perfection. It's so good. It's so. Let's do it again now. But anyway, I just wanted to share it with you because I don't know, Mark. You seem like a Cure kind of guy.
Yeah,
So.
I saw The Cure in concert in 1988.
Wow.
I have my own related tangent to that, which is that
Opened for them, and some shitty band that I did not like opened for Love and Rockets, but it turned out to be the Pixies.
I hate these pixie
Who the
guys.
fuck are these guys? Where's The Cure?
one of the guitars in my collection is a Reverend Space Hawk, which Reeves Gabrels is now the guitar player for The Cure, and it's the guitar that he had Reverend design for him to be his signature model to play with The Cure.
Nice.
Wow. Is he the younger guy?
No, he's an older guy. He
Okay.
played with David Bowie in Tin Machine,
Oh, dang.
and he's kind of one of those like virtuoso sidemen who have like done a lot of stuff, but nobody really knows that well.
That's awesome.
But
That's really awesome.
he's had several, but specifically for his Cure gig, he had him design this guitar that was better for The Cure. It's like a bigger body with chambered body, just had a Bigsby tremolo stuff that worked well for The Cure.
Nice.
And I'd never heard of Reverend guitars. I was selling a guitar on Craigslist because I wanted to get a different guitar. And normally I hate when people contact you like, would you consider a trade? I'm like, no, I want $750. That's why I listed it. But for some reason, I checked out this guy's trade, and it was this Reverend guitar I'd never heard of before. And then I checked it out, and I was like, damn, that's a really cool guitar. I will trade you for that.
That's awesome. Just a reminder, in like 30 minutes, I'll disappear for a little bit.
Not to ask you about-
But because you're recording, I should be able to at least listen in.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So we left off with the lights being slammed off in the basement. And
Is there a Mary Ellen scream?
there's
Mary Bell scream?
not a scream, but a alarmed yelp.
Mm.
Um,
It's okay.
So,
It's an older place. This happens.
question for Dubs and Lance: who does she grab onto?
Ooh. I think she grabs onto Lance. That sounds fun.
I'm probably closest. That's why.
Sure.
Cool. How do y'all react to that?
You know where the fuse box is?
I just reach in and pop out my little Zippo.
Nice.
Light it. Start looking around.
Oh, that's a
I'll go
good
look for.
side tangent.
Hmm.
Mechanics. Gear.
Oh,
just-
true. I should probably.
Yeah.
Is that are we in gear mode? Is that during a specific phase or just anytime during the hunt? Or
During the hunt phase, which is what we are in until the hunt is over.
right, so we are in a phase right now where we would declare gear or whatever
Yeah.
when we need it.
There's no like load level. There's just, as far as I know, there's just the gear slots. We've
I
never
thought I've
closed them
Yep.
up against them.
yeah, I thought I'd read that you started with like 4 gear slots or something.
Oh.
You do. You start with 4 gear slots, and then if you go to 5, 6, 7, there's a little biddly bit.
Does something happen when you go over? Oh, look at that. Sway. Something got turned red.
It's red. Yeah, it doesn't really say what's
Hmm.
up.
Can't remember. I just read that somewhere in like the
I
Yeah.
can mark an other item if we want to say that the Zippo is a gear thing. That's fine
I
with me.
think Zippo's something that you would have on you.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily think that needed to be gear. Just reminded me when you said
Oh,
that of like, oh yeah, do I
yeah.
need to be thinking about that? I can go like, you know what? I happen to have a blank with me. Yeah, this just says you start with 4 slots. Some abilities increase how many slots you have.
Interesting.
Ah,
And you do not need to select your specific gear now. And then the whole thing about most take up 1 slot, some may take up 2 slots.
Cool. So yeah, we'll go with 4 slots to start off with. But yeah, you're a smoker. You don't need to
Yeah.
opt for a Zippo. Um, yeah. After you sort of let your eyes orient to it again, and calm down for a second, you you hear like the definite footsteps of someone kind of clunking around upstairs.
mm.
Looking up the stairs, you can see like the beam of a flashlight kind of looks like someone's like, looking around. It's like occasionally like passing over the doorway.
Nice. I bring the Zippo up where I can like tell them to be quiet, and then see if we
Mm-hmm.
can sneak up and see
My,
who's
my thoughts exactly. I was just about to go into, I was going to shush it, go into sneak mode.
stealth mode
Yeah.
activated.
Um, cool. It's pretty easy to see. I think the building up there is it's a it's a guy or it's a person who is they look they're kind of dressed like an academic or like someone's idea of an academic, I think. And they have a flashlight. They're kind of looking around. I think they're at the wall now, trying to find where a fuse box is, maybe. Um, and very looks very grumpy and put out. And since he's looking for, it's pretty clear he's looking for a way to turn lights back on. It's very likely he will try the basement next. Or they will, yeah.
Should probably say something, or it's gonna get sticky.
I mean, it doesn't seem like someone we should be worried about if they're trying to turn the lights
Nah.
back on.
Yeah, it's just some schmo. I don't want him to think we're.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want him to think we're like doing shady stuff around here.
nope.
And you notice the front door. He did leave the front door open, so he did come in probably with a key, maybe, but it's hard to tell.
Oh, wait a minute. We're not going to get Maribel in trouble if people find out we're here, are we? Is
You're gonna get
Maribel
in
still
trouble?
with us?
She's probably like behind you as you're like peeking around the doorway.
Like, hey,
Hey, it's
would,
cool that you're here, right?
would anybody care that we're here?
I mean, I don't think anyone would care that I'm here, but I don't remember if I'm not supposed to have guests or not.
I
I
guess
mean-
you're the one who's talking to him then. And I like slip. I'm gonna slip back, close the Zippo.
We got your back, though, if you need us.
Yeah, she pokes her head around, and like after a second, you see her body kind of relax, and she kind of like whisper shouts like Joshua, and the flashlight swings over to you. This is clearly someone she knows, and so she kind of steps out and starts speaking in a normal voice. She says, "Joshua, what are you doing here?" We're like, "Oh, the lights. I saw the lights were off, and I came over to see what was going on. But if it's just you, then fine. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." And so they go back and forth for a second. And I think she like looks back to the. I don't know. Would she? I don't think she would. Do you come out of the basement? She's not very good at like playing it off, but I don't think she's gonna like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to like try to sneak out, but I'm also wondering if that's unwise because if we get caught, then we seem sneaky. I'll just step out.
Yeah, cool. And I think they startle when you step out. Wasn't expecting anyone else to come out of the basement. And then kind of like steps. I think like they're talking with Maribel, like not super close, but a normal, polite conversation distance. When he sees you, he kind of like takes a step around, like in between you, and shines a flashlight in your eyes and says, "Who are uh, who are they? What are you okay? Who are you? What? You're not allowed here."
What? Yeah, no, I was coming to check in, make sure everybody's okay. I saw the lights go off.
Yeah, we were helping Maribel.
Um,
I'm an expert on rare books, and she had some questions about some of them.
well, opening hours are from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can come by.
Well, you know, Maribel never stops working.
It's true. And she taps him on the shoulder. It's like, it's fine. They're with me. And she introduces you. This is Joshua. He's one of the historians who actually works here. He's been a member of the society for quite some time. Um, and he still kind of like a little bit stiff, but doesn't look like suspicious or anything. He's just like, oh, how dare you? Um, but
Well, what brings you out in the storm this late at night? Are you a workaholic too?
so I live on the block. I noticed
Mm,
the lights flick on and then off, and I was wondering if something had happened. And you see Maribel kind of like opens her mouth to say something has happened, but then like closes it again, like gives you guys a look like is he cool? I don't know.
yeah, I mean, if do you think Joshua needs to know about the shenanigans tonight? I mean, you know him, but I don't. I don't.
I mean, he look, yeah, and she lays it out for him. And
This is why we're here,
yeah,
to ease her mind, because there's been shenanigans afoot.
and again, you see a mixture of kind of like, how dare someone do that, and why are you still here? Oh, someone intruded on my space, but also I could use help, but I don't want help from anyone. Um, and yeah, so he's like, so why? What do you think then? The youths playing tricks on.
Probably something like that. Could be a college thing, you know,
Could be.
like a frat prank. I
Mm.
don't know.
Like, it does sound very, fratty. Like, ooh, go to the store society, steal the head off Mr. Decroix.
Wasn't it? It was locked though, right? And Maribel confirms that the cage was locked.
Mm. Who all has keys to that cage?
Just the society members and volunteers volunteer.
How many people is that total?
Um, Half a dozen maybe.
Hmm.
There's me. I mean Jeffrey, of course. A few others.
Jot these names down. You, Jeffrey. Maybe we should maybe we should check up on each one of them, make sure nobody had their keys stolen off them or something.
Oh, I mean, he like goes to pat his pockets. Then he remembers that he let himself in. Like, well, no, mine are here. Maribel's are clearly here. Oh, well, is there anything else I can do to help you? I suppose I mean, we'll wait till morning. It's easier to see, get the power back on. Must be the storm.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
But it's nice to meet you, Josh.
a pleasure. We're all very tired.
Yep.
Some of us have jobs.
Some do.
Yep.
So I'll just
All right.
here after.
Yeah, you can. No, we'll lock up.
Good. No, I'll lock up.
Oh, that's even better. Less work for me.
And he kind of like shoos you out.
I felt shooed.
right? And I'm guessing Mirabelle's coming with us.
Yes, yes, she is. Absolutely.
I think like once we get outside, like, so we're not actually leaving, right? Because I don't trust that guy.
You don't trust the guy?
Does lock the
Yeah.
front door and like go back across the street. You see him go to his house, which is like,
Oh, okay. Well, now I trust him a little more. Right. I thought he was going to stay here and be suspicious well after he shoot us
Yeah.
out, but
You know what they say? They always return to the crime or something.
right. Well, that's what I was thinking.
I saw that on Columbo or something.
I
think.
kind of wondered like if we should camp out here for the night in case they come back. But then again, what are the
They
chances
don't,
of coming
even,
back?
they don't have any beds. So
No.
I think maybe you could do that.
Hey, actually, that's a great idea. I mean, I don't mind staying up and reading, just keeping watch in case they do come back.
yeah, and I could like in case she does off, I guess I can hang out on the porch here with you.
Well, sounds like it's turning into a slumber party. You sure you want to stay, Dubs? You can order pizza.
Domino's isn't open this late.
Yeah, it's probably like 2, 3 in the morning at this point.
Oh, well, that's right. Not in this little town anyway. In the bigger towns, they're staying open pretty late.
Mm.
That's what I heard. You know what? I'll head down, grab some smokes, and I love those little hot dogs. You know, on the rolly
Oh,
things
yeah.
at the Quickie Mart. I'll just head down, grab us some.
Yeah, if they got that
Snacks and
fake
stuff.
cheese sauce. I love the fake cheese sauce for those hot dogs.
Mary Bell, you want anything?
Yeah, cheese sauce sounds good. And, like base kind of a base. Yeah, whatever you guys are having.
Okay. Probably
Is
give
there
you a
a-
heart attack.
Is there like a back door somewhere? Is there a way that we can look like we've left in case anyone's watching the joint, but then like sneak back in and camp out in the basement or something?
If you want to camp out inside.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant inside.
Yeah, I mean there's a back door.
So hopefully people will think it's now empty again
You want down?
if anybody was going to come back, which I get is a slim chance of that. After they've already done the deed, I doubt they'd come back.
Yeah, if you want to camp out inside, that's totally doable.
It does feel like a sleepover kind of thing.
Pretty cool.
Night is uneventful. I think who would have fallen asleep first, do you think?
Not me. I'm using this to browse as many of these books as I can while we're here. It's really cool. And it's just like kind of fun. It's like, ooh, we're in the Historical Society overnight.
At the museum.
Yeah.
I definitely sack out for sure.
I think you're jolted awake when Joshua comes back to open it up at 7 a.m. Where, what like exhibit have you sort of crashed in or near? I mean, where does he find you?
That's Dubs,
Oh,
right?
I guess I need to come up with a an exhibit of some kind.
Mhm.
Oh, let's say that there is a room dedicated to the folks who worked on the construction of the railroad.
Mm.
And yeah, there's like a fake railroad and a few pictures stuff, and there's one of those like tables that has the model railroad of the first whatever, and I'm sleeping underneath the table.
Awesome. Yeah, it's the Grand Stood Hill line here. It sort of like connects up with the
Oh, perfect.
mining company. Fantastic. Yeah, so he comes back in, cup of coffee, and yeah, he kind of flicks a cigarette off the porch as he comes in, and starts when he sees all three of you there once more. I thought I sent you home. What? Maribel, did you let them back in? What?
Well, after you left, we realized the perpetrator might come back. So he set a trap. But they didn't come back.
Well, good, 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 I suppose. I only brought one. Well, I have to open. Maribel, did you get much sleep? She's rough. Well, I suppose the museum is now open, so if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
Oh, so you'll be working at the museum all day?
Yes.
We'll certainly let you know. Let us know if you see anything weird, Joshua.
Oh, there's weird things all the time. Someone has to tell people the real history of the town, you know.
I like you. I think after we get outside, I kind of turn to Dove's back. Should we go investigate his place? Is that weird?
That's weird. Yeah, I think that's a bridge too far for me, Lance.
Fair. I don't know. Something about that guy just sets off my radar. Don't know what it is.
It's probably because he's normal and has a job and seems responsible that it seems to
Right.
skew.
But if that head ends up being in his place, I just want to, for the record, noted that
You called it.
suggested
You have dibs on that spooky bit. Little B&E, probably not the best call.
Yeah, I guess it is a little illegal.
Maribel gives you like a pat. It's like I've got to go home. This has been. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna. Oh, I have a shift at 1, so I'm gonna go and get a few hours of sleep.
Okay.
All right. If you need anything else from us, we're here for you.
Here?
Unless I'm asleep, then I'm not.
Okay.
You had my here for you at 2 a.m. I need to catch up on sleep.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I'll just take that cloak back if you don't mind.
Oh. Okay. Sheepishly shrugs it off. Toodles down the street. Cool. Where do you feel like is a good place to go next?
Damn fine
Go a
question.
little like unsure
Yeah.
about where to investigate next. I didn't get a good sense of who the culprit was. The wax dried up, literally.
Yeah.
We can maybe investigate around the outside. Look for any. I don't know what exactly. What could we look for?
Hmm. I think as you're kind of debating, you see there's a house directly across the street from the museum, and you see there was like a woman's face in the window, and turn the curtain like, and then you see it like a little poke out.
Oh, dead giveaway. She's evil. I love it. No, she's not. She's probably just a regular person.
Yeah, but if she's Snoopy like that, she might have seen something.
Definitely Snoopy.
Maybe she did. Hey, that's a good point. We should go harangue her for secrets.
Yes, or conversely, be very sway her.
Mm.
I think Sway might be more successful, but slower.
What would you like to do there? You want to go knock on the door?
Yeah, let's do it.
Trying to think. Ooh. Are there other like this isn't a one house every half mile kind of thing,
no,
right?
it's like a residential block.
You want to do hey, my this package was delivered to my house by mistake card?
I mean, honestly, I thought we could just tell the truth. Like, hey, there was some weird things going on at the museum last night, and You know,
Honesty?
as a
Oh,
responsible, watchful citizen, we was
correct.
wondering if you saw
Honest.
something.
Okay, let's do that.
Awesome. Let's see if there's another one there. I'm trying to find another name. It's another hunt. Great. Um, cool. Yeah. So knock on the door. Um, there's a little bit of rumbling around inside, and the door opens partway. It's a older woman, probably late 50s, early 60s. Um, she's got like a house coat on, and a little mug of coffee or tea. And she's like, yeah, I saw you. I saw you on the porch of the messing around at the historical society. Are you? I hope you're not here to cause more trouble.
Does our pact have a name? I noticed there's not one on the tab.
It never got a name. No.
It's true. I don't think we named we were just the last pine regulars and last pine irregulars, I guess.
Last Pine regulars.
Okay. Yes, we noticed you noticing us, and that's wonderful. That's why we wanted to talk to you. Obviously, concerned citizen, very alert like ourselves.
Oh, well, what have you seen?
Well,
I can tell you this something is happening here for sure.
oh my gosh, we would love to hear anything you have to say. Because the reason we were there last night is Maribel, our friend who works at Distant World Society, had gone through some kind of disturbing shenanigans last night that we were investigating, trying to figure out who did them.
Who did the what? Mirabel, she's such a sweet girl. I see her coming
She
in
is.
all the time.
Well, somebody defaced one of the exhibits in the Historical Society.
Oh, come. I'm sorry. I'm Apidistra. Do you like tea? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
I'm Lance Richter. This is Dubs Walker.
Dubs, I've seen you around, haven't I?
Yeah, I think
That's a strange
yeah, I
name.
think so. You ever head down to the Rich now furiously goes to try to find the name of the tavern because he always forgets it. Hopscotch. You
Hopscotch.
come into Hopscotch every once in a while and get the fish and chips.
Oh, I maybe once or twice, but not in a long time. I see a lot of yeah. Well, you like hey, there's the who is the cook there? I think Roger Randy. I heard he had so much trouble at school and he dropped out and got involved in some gangs or drugs or something. I don't know if he still works there or not, if you know anything about him, but so it's such a shame seeing youth wasted like that, don't you think? I'm sorry. Let me get you some tea. Is a peppermint all right for you?
That's great.
Great. And she like put it off to the kitchen to make some tea and kind of waved you in behind her.
So what's the tea, huh? I mean, not the actual tea, the metaphorical tea. What's the goss? What do you know about what's going on over there? Seen any suspicious characters?
Oh, over there. I mean, well, did the deputy send you? Deputy Haskins?
No. We just Maribel came to us directly. We're part of the local. Out of game is the pact thing. I know it says like our goal is to make people not afraid or whatever. Is that? Do they know about us? Or is that just kind of our secret thing that we're trying to do?
It's
on
kind
the
of
download?
like TV, like Buffy logic, where like weird shit happens all the time. Like, nobody seems to acknowledge. Like townspeople have been murdered and taken over by demons, and weird stuff happening. People getting eviscerated in the town square. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know if it like is the pact a secret thing or is it not really?
It's not a secret thing. Like they,
Right.
I think people have seen you doing stuff in town.
Right.
But like,
Cool.
it's fine now. So
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah. Well, we're part of just a local pact of concerned citizens, and we try,
oh yes, of course. I've seen Wyatt around. Such good work you do, whatever it is that you do. So is this about the head?
You know about the head?
Oh, so the deputy didn't tell you. What do you
Well,
know?
I mean,
I saw
well, we were there last night because a head was removed from a statue.
removed from a statue. When? 2 days ago?
Which head are you talking about?
The one that was floating down the street, the sidewalk, I guess. It's hard
No,
to.
this is. Tell me more. Tell us more.
I
Yes,
was just
that's
up, my shows were over, so I was just having my evening cup of chamomile, looking out the window like you do, just to make sure nothing is going on in the
Of
neighborhood.
course.
And uh, I mean, I thought it was someone in a like maybe in a dark suit or something, but there was a head just floating down the sidewalk right around midnight the other night. And I mean, that's not the strangest thing I've seen, but it was pretty strange this time. I mean, there was the. Have you ever seen a dog walking backwards? Like not backwards, like tail first, but with its head on its back. A
I
lot of
have
things
not.
happen. I I don't know if you believe in aliens or anything, but I've had some experiences.
I, I believe there's so much more to this universe than any one of us knows or acknowledges.
I keep trying to tell the deputy, and he does not return my calls anymore. I
Some
told him
people are too scared to acknowledge the reality of what goes on around us.
exactly. Lance, was it? Such an insightful young man you are. The when the small people come and take my laundry off the lines, I know it's for a reason, and I've seen them before. I don't know if they're leprechauns or fairies or any, but I know there's a.
Children?
They seem very small for children, but I suppose it could be.
Just brainstorming here. Brainstorming.
Of course. So what have you seen? That you saw the head that had been floating down the sidewalk?
No, we just thought there was a wax figure that was missing a head and had a part carved out from it.
And it was floating down the sidewalk?
No, it was just over across the street in the building.
Oh. Do you think it's the same head? Do you think
That's
there's heads?
what. Can you describe the head?
I mean, it was about this big.
Would you recognize it if you saw a picture of said head?
Oh, maybe. I mean, I think it was a. It looked mannish, I suppose. How's the tea?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Pepperminty.
I am pretending to drink the tea at this point and not drinking
Smart.
the tea.
You're
You know,
smarter than
I know he is a very busy man, and I think he was taking up with this woman Natalie, who's not from here. I've seen her at the cafe the other day, and I swear I saw him talking to her, and I think there might be something going on with those two. And I don't know if she's a bad influence or if she's taking up too much of time that he can't do his job or anything. But I call him all the time to tell him what's going on, and sometimes I feel like he's just humoring me. I've that no action has been taken about any of these things. The steak in the mailbox. Who would do
steak, as in like a piece of meat
Yes.
in your mailbox.
Yes. Yes, not 2 months ago.
Someone just left a steak in your mailbox.
Someone just left a steak in my mailbox. Can you imagine? A cooked steak.
See, I would think that's a federal crime.
Yeah, that's what I told the deputy, and literally nothing has happened. It's
Very interesting.
and I'm sure it is, but I haven't seen her around lately. I heard that over in Sawyer Harbor, which is the big city nearby, I heard that people from here were going there and coming back, but they were different. Like the city changed them somehow. I don't know if it's drugs or I don't know if there's some like sex club there that people go to and something bad happens, but I've had my eye on people and they're not the same. It's just I believe the same thing happened to my husband, but there's no way to prove that.
It's a lot to process here. You got
fair.
any Dubs, got any thoughts? Any questions?
Do you think that Maribel girl is okay? She's always alone. She seems like such a sweet girl. It seems like someone like that should be able to find somebody, don't you think?
She's absolutely she's a
I'm
wonderful
sorry.
girl.
Do you mind if I use the restroom?
Oh, of course. No, it's just down the hall to the left.
Okay, I'm going to go snoop.
Great.
I'll keep her chatting.
Yeah. Uh, I'm now going to go mobile for the next little bit.
Great, great. Yeah, and she will sit there and gossip for as long as you sit there and listen to her. Um, the head thing does sound like it fits in, but she just has so many other unexplained
Mhm.
occurrences and gossip about townspeople and wild theories. It's hard to tell if it is related or if it's just something that she saw in the night. Um, but I think this is enough to trigger a roll for you.
I mean, it feels related because it would make sense if the head was floating down, dripping wax. Maybe.
Yeah, she didn't say anything about what it looked like. It's just a head that was cut off, floating like a ghost or something. Um, sway can
Times line up, right?
sway. Yeah, ish. Yeah, if it happened in the last couple of days, it would probably line up around then. Um, read for analyze a person, sway for trying to get her to do something, connect to open yourself up to her. What do you think?
I definitely went in with sway as my goal, thinking, definitely trying to like
Charm.
play to her character and be like kindred spirits and
Yeah, yeah.
someone she would talk to.
Cool. That'll get you one die. Dubs is in the bathroom, so can't help. Um, would you like to push or make a deal with the darkness?
What happens if I make a deal with the darkness again? Just there's a consequence of some kind?
Yeah, it's a devil's bargain, or what do you call in Slug Blaster? The catch snag, a snag. Yeah, just like something usually not good that will happen whether or not you succeed.
You know what? Uh, can you do that and push your luck? Or is it either or?
Push R.
I will make a deal with the darkness since literally one of my beliefs is darkness gets a bad rap
Yeah.
and not all that bad. Helps out a lot. It's only your perspective that makes it dark. So that's 2 dice in.
Yeah, that's 2 dice. Let me see what would the deal be. Hmm. You know what? I'm just gonna take the clock again if you want, if that's cool for you.
Do what?
I
Take the clock, you said?
clock again. Take it up to 2.
All right.
That's not worth
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I shroud it in. And again, just to explore all my options, if I wanted to, I could choose to play it safe for like less effect or go for broke for more effect, but also worse consequence.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we'll stick with it for now. I'll feel it out.
Okay,
4.
okay, great. So yeah, you do connect with her. She thinks you are charming and such a sweet boy for not only indulging but encouraging her. And you can tell there's something you use sway, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she just thinks you're the bee's knees. And will if there's anything she in her power to do to help her help you, she definitely will. Um um let me see, what would be a good clue here? Um hmm. Interesting. I think after talking for a while, um, you finish your tea, and she starts giving you a little tour of the house. Um, and she's got pictures of her husband and her kids. Um, Her husband disappeared a few years ago, and she has all sorts of theories about that. Um, and she has a little study with a library that is unsatisfying to you because it's mostly like airport novels and cookbooks and um, nothing. Even though she might have like one or two like old like what if style books, like Bigfoot, Bermuda Triangle. You have they're like kind of almost kids books. Um, and she has she has a little knickknack, kind of like curiosity cabinet, um, and she is showing off like, oh, things that she's brought from vacations. Like here's the conch shell I got from Key West or whatever, and staying off the beach, Myrtle Beach, um, and she shows you a collection of small jars of moss that she's collected from the forests around the state nearby. But when she goes to show them to you, she kind of like starts back, um, and instead of like green or brown, it's almost like really vivid like fall leaf colors. The moss is turned like bright red and orange and yellow and um, like almost as if they had fallen off of a tree in October or whatever. And she's like, well, that's not right. How? Well, no, this is local moss. This is green moss. It doesn't turn. And that's a clue. Jars of multicolored moss.
Jars of what colored?
Multicolored moss.
Multicolored moss. Gotcha.
Yeah. Um, and she starts spinning a theory like, oh, it must be, I've seen, I don't know if chemtrails were a thing.
I'm not sure either.
Whatever the 90s equivalent of chemtrails, like, oh, they've been spraying chemicals in the air to like control I don't know if it's to a medical thing or to keep the forest from encroaching on the town or to make people more compliant. But I imagine chemicals. I know chemicals interact with moss like that somehow. It goes off on a tangent like that. Um, Probably not true, but that jar.
Well, this has been enlightening. So much for me to think about. So good to have a
lightning. Did you see the lightning storm last night? It was something else. Usually you can see the lightning before the thunder, but I swear sometimes I would hear the thunder first and then see lightning strike. And I don't know if someone's doing some experiments with that or it's just some unnatural. Maybe have you felt time going backwards sometimes? Sometimes I just get disoriented. I feel like things are happening in reverse. Don't you? Do you notice that?
I'm going to be on the lookout for it now.
Oh, good. If you see anything, you let me know because I should call the deputy about that. I wonder if he's noticed anything.
You know what? I'll tell him. I'll tell him about it. I'll go see him. I'll go put in a word.
Oh, are you friends with Deputy Haskins?
Well, we both work for the good of the town, so kind of kindred spirits. I should probably go talk to him anyway, see what he knows about this, all these important things you told him.
I love that store. It's have you ever been to Sawyer Harbor? It's the big city down south. They have a little knickknack store, a new age store called Kindred Spirits. I got this crystal incense holder I got there. It was a bargain. It was on sale. It was only $85. I feel good energy coming off of that. Do you feel good? That's what I should do. I should light some incense.
It's a great idea.
It starts rummaging around in drawers.
I'm sure we'll see you soon. Run
Run away!
away.
Great.
That took longer than I anticipated.
Yeah, she definitely kept you there for longer than you wanted to be there. Let's, we're almost at the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Give Rich a little time to travel. And we'll come back and see what y'all's next move is.
All right.
Sounds good.
You then.
Almost home.
All right.
Pew.
Um, that last roll was a weak hit, so there was a consequence to it.
Yay.
I think a fair consequence is marking off exhausted after that long conversation. And so that means any body action that you take is going to be -1 die. So scramble, sneak, and wreck until that is cleared by. You can clear it by ignoring the demands of a situation to steal a moment of respite
Or by using my hidden
by
power.
using your hidden power, which you just spend 2 luck and then that happens because you have the other power too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the hidden power, I pasted in that other thing
Yeah.
because that is the monstrous power is tenacious.
Yeah.
Spend 2 luck, clear a condition,
Uh,
which is handy if I need it. I figure I call on another forces and they charge through my body and heal me, make me feel better.
do you want to do that now or do you want to?
Nah, because I figure since there's something I can do anytime, might as well wait until if it becomes relevant.
Cool.
For now, it could be fun to play.
Righty. Did you say you wanted to go to the sheriff or the deputy?
I mean, I said that to her afterwards. I think I would talk to Dubs and see what, you know, Do we actually want to go talk to the sheriff, or you got any better ideas where to take
What's in
this
her
investigation?
bathroom? That's what I
Yeah,
need
it's
to
true.
know.
Their bathroom.
You're in there snooping around.
Yeah. You tell me. What did you find there?
Ooh, obviously not a clue. I think there's one of those. Was it Renews It? You know the
Little twisty thing with
yeah,
the
the twisty air freshener thingies.
yeah. I think she
Matching.
of those in different different states of use.
Nice. I think there's a big owl theme going on. Owl towels.
Yeah.
A little owl soap dispenser. Liquid soap dispenser. Like she did a painting, but it's like she did a painting, but the owl leaves are actual the shells from one of those like egg carton, the styrofoamy egg carton, and those are she like sliced it up with an X-Acto knife to make the spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, nothing super useful. Oh, of course, like that rug-like thing on the lid of the toilet type deal,
It's hard to put up.
So completely useless.
Cool. Yeah. So what's next?
I don't know. You tell me, Dubs. I'm a little brain dead after that.
I think we got some stuff from that though. It was worth your effort. Maybe you do talk to the cop. I mean, maybe they filed a report and we could see what they know.
Certainly
The sheriff's
can't
helped us.
hurt.
The sheriff has like consulted with the previous generation of these guys in the past when it was bad. So we're not on terrible. I would have
Cool.
told Lance, and who knows, maybe we've even spoken to
Yeah.
her, right? I think the sheriff was.
Yeah. Joe.
I dropped a pic of a possible Maribel just for fun in the NPCs tab. H168.
That's right.
Does that work? Seems like somebody could be a little histrionic.
Yeah. And Lance, if you want to drop in images for Og and Viola on 189 at your leisure. Cool. So yeah, if you want to hit the sheriff's office, it is not super busy. I think the deputies actually work in the desk, and just kind of I think he's doing did they have Sudoku crossword or the jumble in the paper when y'all come in.
So funny when you play a period game and you start thinking about things like that. I said that earlier when I said something like, "Oh, what's the T?" I was like, I don't think they said that in the 90s. Like, what's the gas or something?
Oh my God, anyway. Maybe in New York City. Cool, yeah. So he looks up and he's like, "Oh, definitely knows. Definitely knows both of you, gentlemen. How can I help you?"
Any reports of the statue, Delacroix statue being cut up or?
Oh, no, but I'm happy to take one if you like. Well, what
Oh
happened?
God, no, that's too much work. I just thought maybe somebody might have already reported it. Yes, turns out the statue, the head was cut off.
The head?
Yeah,
Huh.
a little wicked, right? A little weird.
Yeah.
Just from also, I wanted to clarify. There was also a crescent carved out from the chest. Is that right? Is that how?
Crescent, like a crescent moon shape.
Okay, right. In the chest area, in addition to the head being cut off. Got you. Just want to make sure I understood.
Oh,
that.
does Lance throw that in as extra details?
Yeah, sure, man. Oh, yeah. Also, a crescent cut out of the chest.
Oh, it sounds like I am making a report then. And you like pull out a piece of paper and puts it in a typewriter and starts. Where was this? The wax statue?
Basement
But
of
the
the
Historical Society, have you been? It's great. They have all the founders.
Yeah, I've been.
Statues, all the founders.
I haven't seen any wax statues there though.
Is
Weird.
They're in
this
the
the detective?
basement.
Is this the deputy that gets all the calls from?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
It's
What was-
right beside whatever her name was. I can't.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what was her name?
And Aspidistra. Aspidistra Sands. This is Sands.
Aspidistra?
Yeah, you need to put that in the NPCs tab there.
Yeah.
If you're gonna name somebody like that, you've got to type it into the thing.
Aspidistra Sands.
It's a super cool name, but there's no way I'll remember it unless you write it down. So thank you. Please and thank you.
Um. So I'm sorry. You said you mentioned that you mentioned her to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right across from his Aspidistra.
Yeah, I think at the mention of her name, like he just goes white. He's like, "You didn't talk to her, did you?"
He did.
I mean, yeah, I talked to her for quite a while, trying
He drew
to
the short straw.
Yeah.
see if there was any information she had.
Wait. She said something about a head the other day.
It's true. Undetermined if it's related or not. But it's possibly the one thing out of a lot of her crazy stories that might have been real.
Really, a floating head. Okay. Okay. Look, I've got. He opens up a drawer and pulls out a big file folder and dumps it on the desk. Like, Joe makes me write down every single one of those things that Mrs. Sands calls in about. Do you think? I don't know. I don't want to give you guys send you guys on a wild goose chase, but there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, you talked to her, right? She's a lonely woman.
You're not wrong about that. But again, some of she is very vigilant, so some of what she sees could be valid and relevant.
I mean, it's like shoves the folder over across the desk. Like, if you want to spend the afternoon going through this, you're welcome to. I don't know. If Joe's been in her office for a while, so you can just hang out here if you like. Feel free to grab coffee. Do you need me to check anything out over there, or is this one of your things, or is this just like kids?
I mean, I think we're thinking it's a thing. Don't you thinking that, Dubs? I mean, it seems like a thing.
Feels thing adjacent at this point. It's in the realm of thing.
Okay.
Highly probable thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Cloudy with a chance of thing.
I will put that down in the report then. Wow. We don't need any more things, man. I got like 3 or 4 months left here before my pension comes in. If we could just keep the possibility of thing to a minimum until I'm out of here, that would be.
So, I mean, you think we want thing? We don't.
That's a great picture of Mrs. Sands.
You like that?
Are you saying that you are technically too old for this shit?
I don't know if by years, but I feel it, man.
Fair?
Now, I feel like Joe's been giving me more responsibility lately just to kind of either keep me busy or keep me from, I don't know. I honestly, I don't think she wants me to leave.
Who would?
She doesn't really have another deputy. That'd just be her. And sometimes there's a lot to handle for one person. Small town and everything, but still, you boys wouldn't ever consider a career in law enforcement, would you?
I would not. Have you thought about giving a call to a certain lady who used to work here, kind of, but not really?
Oh, was there another? Yeah, there was a. What was her name?
Mercury?
Oh, her.
Yeah,
Um,
Millie?
Millie. Yeah. I mean, I still got her card somewhere. I suppose I could. She seemed. She seemed like she had some stuff going on.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep my stuff to a minimum, but
She does not,
it happens.
but she's not you.
No.
And if she were around, you could retire in peace.
Well, I'm retiring one way or the other, no matter what Joe has to say about it. So
Sure, but you'll feel guilty about it.
I will. I will, and she's not helping. So hmm. Yeah, she's been in there all
So you
morning.
heard nothing about other than the report from out of Estra, you have heard nothing about a floating head.
No, no floating head aside from that report. No. Um, yeah, it's been a slow couple months actually. It's been nice. I haven't seen you around.
It's been a slow couple months, that's why.
Hmm. All right. You're welcome to look through these files. If you need to talk to Joe, she's in her office. Otherwise, I got a jumble to finish up. Five letters.
Okay.
It's way harder than you would think it would be. Pun. Well,
Especially in the state my mind is in. I'm so tired.
you and me both, buddy. You look like you've been up all night.
That, and then I had a conversation with Aspidistra.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Wow, you are a braver man than I am.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I don't think it's bravery when you don't know what you're going in
It's
for
true.
until you're already in it.
It's true.
That's just misfortune.
This is like pulling your leg out of a bear trap. It just won't. A very nice bear trap that will not stop serving you tea.
Peppermint.
Yeah. Oh, you got the yeah, peppermint. Peppermint's good.
That was tasty, I got to admit.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
I'll go. I'll go see if the sheriff needs anything from y'all. Make yourself at home. Coffee. Use the computer if you need to.
Sweet.
Don't pick up the
I'll
phone.
log into my AOL account.
Use a computer. Awesome.
Yeah. So, what would you like to do? You've got files to look through. Cop station to poke around in.
Yeah, we could take over.
Right? Resources, man. That's awesome.
I guess we, do a little bit of investigation. Can we find some
Yeah.
history? Can
Yeah, if you want to look through those reports he's got, one of y'all can do a probably read for that. If you want to do some research on the computer, we can probably figure something out there. If you want to poke around,
Man, I'm not a great reader. Turns out I thought I was going to scramble and sneak my way through everything.
I mean, you're as good a reader as I am, I think.
Yeah, we are both poor readers.
Well, I'm kind of poor. I spread it around a lot.
True. I will, since you get to speak with Miss Sands, I'll do the fun thing of sitting down and manual entry.
Well, I mean,
How quaint.
I'll spend the luck to help you. I mean, we can split the stack.
yeah, split the stack.
Nice. Stack splittings for the best. That is 2 dice with the help.
I'll give you 2 dice. Would you like to push or take a deal?
Well, can you push with help? I know you can't in
you can
Blades,
choose.
but
It's dice, then help, then push or deal.
deal? Got a deal to offer?
I can tick the clock up again. That's always fun.
Where are we at?
You're at 2 right now, which means something is
Out
above.
of 4?
There's a six in the clock, so that'll be half.
Oh my God. Well, we need at least halfway. It's a two shot. So yeah, I'll take that.
Cool.
Tick that clock.
Take
Tick
the die.
that clock.
It's up
I'm
to
gonna
3
take a
dice.
dangerous chance with 3 dice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, critical.
criticale.
Amazing.
Glad I took that deal.
Yeah. Cool. The deputies like notation system is extraordinarily efficient. Going through the stack takes you way less time than you think. You're able to discount. He's helpfully marked off a lot of these, like, this is crank. This is maybe something to look into. This is, I'm just gonna save this for stories. So you're able to find the stuff about the head specifically very easily. Yeah, be good for that. Hmm. Cruiser. Yeah, so you're definitely finding the clue. What you do here, he's kind of like wandered off in the back to do deputy stuff. And you hear him yell, not a scream, but just like a what the fuck? And he comes dashing out of the sheriff's office.
Oh, please don't kill our sheriff.
And says, Wax, what did you say?
Head.
Wax
Head of Mr. Delacroix.
Get in here. And he, I think he like grabs whichever one of you is closest, like drags you to the sheriff's office. In the sheriff's office is the sheriff sitting at her desk, kind of like hand resting on the desk, other hand up to her temple like that. And he kind of like waves his hand at her, and she does not move for too long, and it takes a moment to notice, but it's not the sheriff, it is a wax statue of the sheriff. And he's like, she walked in here a couple hours ago. I haven't seen anyone else come in today. And this bullshit happens. Is this a fucking joke?
We've moved 100% into a thing territory.
Damn it.
It's not a joke. That is really weird.
He like goes to the window. Like, the window's locked. I mean, I would have heard if someone came in the back. That's locked too anyway. Oh, wow.
This is messed up. I like Joe.
The thing that she's kind of staring at on the desk is it's difficult to paste. She's going through some invoices. The thing that is on top of the stack is a receipt for 1,000 gallons of number 2 heating oil. This is a clue.
That is a lot.
A
A
lot.
lot of oil.
The receipt is so it is a delivery to Piper Stevenson, care of the what's the name of the mining company? The Grand Stowtail Mining Concern. As like, paid in full. And the wax statue is just kind of like staring concernedly at it. Yeah. Deputy's kind of like just pacing, losing his shit. I don't understand how this could happen to her. This is a thing, not a prank. Okay. Fuck.
Don't think it's a prank at all.
I am in fact too old for this shit. Um, fix it. What can you do something?
I'm gonna try to connect and see. But the main thing I want to know is Joe in there,
Mm,
or is this a facsimile?
an amazing question. Um, I don't even think that's going to be a roll. Can you just roll one die for me?
Oh, I can roll one die for you.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'll just roll a die under take a risky action. Okay. One die. Oh, it's a two.
Uh-oh.
Um, you don't feel any, you don't get any sense of her in there at all. There's like there's almost like a residue, like almost like the seat is warm that she'd been sitting in, kind of. But you don't get any impression of her there. Like she has been replaced by this thing.
Okay.
This sucks.
I get the feeling she's been replaced by this thing, which means
So she's out there somewhere.
she's out there somewhere. That's what I think.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we just gotta find her. And when we find her, we'll find whoever's responsible for this craziness.
I hope so. Um, hang on. And he like goes to the thermostat on the wall and like make sure it's cool in here. Maybe like turn it down to like 62.
Good idea.
We don't want anything happening here. And as he says that, you hear the like ding ding ding. Or I guess it'd be like a beep when the front door opens, like a little supermarket beep. It's like, oh, you guys got this. I can go. Do you need
Yeah.
me? I can. I got it. I do whatever you need to in here. I got you. I got me. I'm gonna take care of whoever came in. You guys
Okay.
take care of Joe. Close the curtain to make sure no sunlight doesn't. Fuck. And heads out. What would you like to do?
So did
Look
you
for
get
clues. Somebody came in here and did a thing or did it remotely with magic. So
Yeah.
the sense you got of her getting replaced? Like, did you get a sense of her being alive somewhere, or like she's dead now and this is like she was turned into this and is no more?
Yeah, you just feel there's no like there's no her in there. There's no like residue of her. It's just like she was here before and now she's dead.
yeah,
Hmm.
the real Joe was physically here, just like the deputy said. Now she's not here, and this thing is.
Yikes.
What are you gonna do to look for clues?
Start opening up desk drawers and rummaging around. It seemed like there was something interesting about this mine. So see if she has any. She kind of person has a legal pad and writes down notes, or does she have a little, cassette recorder deal, like one of those micro cassettes, those little dealies? Or does she have the little, instead of a legal pad, she has the little like detective interviewing stenograph pad type deals?
Um, you actually find a couple things. I don't think you need to roll for these.
Okay.
In she's got a few stacks of things on the desk. One of the things that she has is a report of graffiti. Where would it be? It would be, look at the map. It's on the side of the video store. flick video
Yes.
in that font. It's on the side of the video store, you can tell. And there's a few like slogans scrawled on there, like Delcroix go home, um, uh, uh, maybe like three or four like things that look like they were just spray painted by youths, but are like specifically like weird anti what's his first name, anti Albert Delcroix or and slash Delcroix family slogans, which is weird because he's been dead for 150 years or so. And she's like a report of vandalism on the video store. The other thing is a it looks like it's a paper, just like a piece of printer paper that has a piece of duct tape on it that was torn off, and it just has scrawled on it, "Don't look deeper, or else," in like red Sharpie.
Mhm.
And those aren't clues; those are that's just information. It looks like this is something that she's been looking at um, whenever happened.
Mhm. So it could happen to us.
It happen to anyone. Um, it sounds like there's raised voices in the front. The deputies like it sounds like you you can't go back there. Like someone's trying to he's arguing with someone who wants to like get into the police station. It's like I can help you with whatever you need, but you can't. You're not. This is for authorized people only.
I mean, I'll definitely. I don't know if both of us go, but I think I'll go out there and help him out.
Yeah.
I need help.
Go for it.
Yeah, while you're poking around there. Yeah. Um, he's arguing with looks like a woman who is kind of like insistently like let's argue, and like he's at the point where he's like physically blocking her way from going back to like where you guys are. She's kind of like her hair is kind of like long and tangled. Got like a simple brown like knit sweater with a like emerald sort of not sash, like a scarf, I guess. Who and kind of just like trying to like skim around him. And her eyes are a little like she's got like not bulging necessarily, but kind of like Susan Sarandon eyes, kind of. And when Lance comes into view, like she immediately just like locks eyes with you, and like her arm is like a little bit too long, maybe like a long fingers like points and says, "You."
Me?
Strange things happen in the light of the moon. Agree?
I mean, yeah, that's a generally true, vague statement.
And she like looks at the deputy and says, "See, what conclusions have you come to? Have you made
About-
the connections?"
But, ma'am, what are we talking about?
Where Where's Wyatt Walker?
You know Wyatt? Why do you need to see him?
I saw him.
Hey, Wyatt, there's someone here to see you.
You're a
Oh,
stranger. Where are you from?
I'll step out of the office.
Wyatt, when you see her, you immediately, like it almost like physically hits you. That is the face that looked like the wooden mask in your vision. Only she's got a normal human face or human looking face.
Hello.
Wyatt
Have we
Walker,
met?
yes, last night
Where?
in my home. You called for me.
I don't think so.
You called for me, and I'm here.
Uh, uh, oh wow, this is like a small town police office. I'm not going to take her back to Joe's office. Do they actually have an interview room?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's maybe it's more like a break room, but that's where they do that.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it's got the metal table with the ring on it that you attach
Yeah,
handcuffs.
no,
Doesn't not nothing like that, right? Or the TV camera that always gets turned off for the really serious interviews, with a phone book set to the side, that kind of stuff. No, none of that. None of that. None of that. Here, let's come in here and talk.
of course. Is the stranger coming?
Am I the stranger?
Yeah, come on, Lance.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to come, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be interesting.
Okay, and she follows you into the room.
Cool. Head over to there's got to be a coffee machine, right?
Yeah.
Or a coffee machine. You want a coffee?
Is it good?
No, but
No.
it's free. Okay, well, there's lots
You
of
want coffee?
sugar, creamer. Pour myself a Lance coffee.
Oh, yeah, I need one after Aspidistan.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. Cool. I'll hand you. I have mine black. Sit down, casual.
And she's still standing.
Oh, okay. So you know my name. I don't know yours. What's your name, ma'am?
Eden,
Eden.
Eden.
Cool. So Eden, somebody cut the head off of a wax statue a couple days ago. And when I tried to figure out who it was, I saw you were involved somehow. How were you involved?
You called for my help. You
Mm,
involved me.
no, I was just trying to get a sense of who might have been attached to beheading a statue, a wax statue. Do you normally get calls for help?
Cody said that you need help sometimes.
Cody. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. How is Cody?
Lost?
Yeah. But okay?
Okay.
Lance, Cody's the one of the guys that used to work with the team.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's a sweet guy. Liked to spend a lot of time alone. Went off in the woods and never came back. Eden seems to know him.
He met me in the woods.
Are you human? It's just the three of us.
Don't I look human?
Yes, that's not an answer. Are you human, Eden?
Let's do a roll for this.
Yeah, let's do a roll because Wyatt,
Um,
Wyatt's the kind of person that's like, everything's cool. I'm just gonna slide in the shiv and ask you a question
I think this is definitely connect though.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, I'm into it. I'm gonna connect with her. Is she, how old does she look?
She looks odd. Um, like young with old eyes, basically. I
Oh,
think,
that's awesome. I
yeah,
love it. Kind of a Faye thing going on.
yeah. Um,
Um, yeah.
yeah. So you've got two to start off with. Do you want to push or take a deal?
What deal you got for me?
What deal do I have for me? I had a good one here, right? Hmm. Ooh. Hmm. Let's. I think you'll be void touched.
Hmm.
That sounds amazing. I'm gonna click that right now and take
Cool.
my extra die.
Cool. So that's 3 dice.
Bladow, 5.
Five.
Nice.
Great. Do it with a consequence. Um, cool. So, yeah, when what does it look like when you are doing this connection? Is it just casual?
I is it casual? No, let's say it's not casual. Let's use a little bit of our budget, right? Our budget for this episode, as it were. I think what happens is that I got one of those little stir straws, right? And I was stirring the coffee. And then I ask, "Are you human?" And she gives the like, "Don't I look human?" And then the coffee, which was still doing that swirly bit, it stops
Hmm.
moving.
Hmm.
And then there's just one drip of coffee at the end of the little stir straw that just hangs there and it should drop, but it won't drop.
Nice.
Interesting.
Um, yeah. So is Lance affected?
I think he gets a whiff of weirdness.
Yeah.
I
Um,
like it. I like weirdness.
yeah. She says, you know that the what's the name of the woods? The Sylvan Woods hold more things than man has seen. And
I do.
we are one of those things. Friends, this is, I was told that you could help. The moon is changing. I don't have much time.
We can help. Lance and I. We're a team.
You can ask me something.
What has happened on your side of the woods? What trouble are you facing?
Dave, I don't want to say that. That's dumb. Um, they've uncovered something they shouldn't have. And she reaches out her hand towards you and makes a fist and like gestures that you should take something from her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Okay, sure. I'm sure this will be totally fine and not burn me or hurt me or curse me.
And she opens her hand and dirt starts coming out of it. And you can immediately feel that it's like rich loamy soil, uh, black, feels like it's from the forest floor that's
Like
been
a virgin forest floor kind of thing.
uh,
Yeah.
untouched for a long time. Um, and as it starts dropping, it starts becoming more like sand and then ash. And you can see her eyes starting to panic. And she says, they've disturbed something that I haven't seen, and you can tell she's her her eyes and voice are starting to like show more and more fear, and you can see her body starting to become wax, until it goes all the way and then down her hand, and then her hand just freezes like that. And she is transformed into a wax replica of herself.
And what
Clue
what caused that to happen? Like, do we know, or it just happened in front of us, but we don't?
happened in front of you when you connected. Unclear whether it was bound to happen anyway or not. The clue you got is ancient soil.
Hmm.
We
got this funky moss. We got ancient soil.
You got the wax statue of some forest being in front of you. Last line before the episode cuts.
I think this turned into like thing squared.
Yeah, man.
Great. I think that's a fantastic place to break then.
That's great.
Yeah, and she's like just still holding your gaze with like fear in her frozen eyes, and the coffee starts back up. Drip. And it closes on the
Nice.
drip.
Yes, perfect.
Cool. 4 clues, not bad.
Solve it.
Yeah, easy. Cool. Let's do so. XP and stuff happens at the end of the hunt, not at the end of the session. Boo. Two shot, it's fine. Let's do stars and wishes, I guess. Let's start with Dubs. Yeah, you're first.
Cool. Star to Heath. It's great meeting you, and I love the way you're playing Lance. It's goofy but good for a 2-shot. I'm enjoying it. And Mark, I quite enjoyed some of the like it's fun to have a 2-shot so you could have scenes be a little shaggy and find things, and the portrayal of Anastasia Dostia, that was just crazy great. I loved it.
Wishes for next time?
I wish that we could like figure out the mystery not at the very end of the session, because I always love a little bit of aftermath. And yeah, so if at all possible.
Yeah. Cool. Heath.
Yeah, Star's back as well. Fun to meet you, and just a fun play session with all 3 of us. Fun setting, like the system, and felt good for like when you know it's a 2-shot, it gets a little different, and that like
yeah, it's different.
in that I don't really know how I could have really done more, but like obviously like I'm not really worried about running my luck track out probably, or at least not quickly. So. But then again, I don't really feel like I wasted it. I don't feel like there was a time when like, I could have used luck to do a thing and I didn't do it. So that feels fine too. It wasn't like missed opportunities or anything. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of any wishes. I mean, it was fun all around. I thought everybody did great. And it's interesting. I think it's one of the few times I've done like a 3-person thing, which is fun in its own way. Like, when there's more people, it's fun because you get to watch everybody else's input too, and it's just as fun to watch other people. But then it's like when there's only 3 of us, we're like, it's kind of our show, man. It's the Dubs and Lance show, and so that's kind of fun.
Cool. Yeah. This game, man, is interesting. The hunts don't give you a lot to go on. So it's sort of like,
so you're using a hunt. Okay.
Yeah, we're using it's the Waxen Moon. It's won by Jex, the designer of the game. Yeah, there's not a lot to go on. But yeah, it definitely felt like there's some not friction, but like there's not enough motivation to like go from like, oh, a weird thing happened. Huh. Anyway, I think we found it, and so and definitely like the back half felt like starting to get more traction and got as the clock ticks up, like more stuff happens, like people turning into wax, more motivation to do so. So I think the back half of the mysteries are nice. The front half I still struggle with. And so my wish for myself is if I run this again sometime, figure out how to make that first in there easier. But we had some nice like relationship building and setting building and stuff at the beginning. So that was nice too.
I think throwing in Anzatsudiatsudi was a great. I imagine that was your creation to like
Mhm.
plug that hole. That was great. That was really
Yeah.
worthwhile, and maybe it didn't give us a whole lot of clues, but it at least gave us some connective tissue, and then mapped to the deputy. So it's great. Just write that in. Say do this thing.
Yeah. Just do the thing. Cool. That's all I've got. Anything else?
Good.
Cool. Both good for the 20th?
Yes. Looking forward to it.
I think so. I think I looked at my calendar.
You
Yeah,
stop
that's
recording
good.
while we're talking about schedules.
Stop recording. There it is. Button. Bye. Bye.